Hello, everyone. My name is JT, the Talking Head. You are the audience, and you are listening to episode 11 of the Masters of Matinee podcast, a collaborative show between content creators who all share a great love for cinema and a passion for physical media. Our co host today is DrewbieDoobieMovie, and we're going to be talking about double dipping, why collectors do it, and a couple releases that we have double dipped on ourselves. The Masters of Matinee would like to remind you to please silence your cell phone and do enjoy the show. All right. All right. All right. I'm joined here with DrewbieDoobieMovie. How you doing, Drew?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. How are you doing today?
I cannot complain other than the fact that I'm exhausted. But so this is going to be a uneven episode. Drew ate his Wheaties this morning.
Yes,
I
sir.
Somebody pissed in my Wheaties this morning.
Oh shit.
But we wanted to talk today about double dipping. So I want to ask first and foremost, there's a few different kind of forms of double dipping because there's, you know, buying multiple copies of the same movie for whatever reason. There's, you could buy literally the same exact copy, or you could buy a different version of the copy, like a different edition, or you could buy like an upgrade. So
hmm
what in your opinion, Drew, is like exactly double dipping? What do you consider double dipping, and what do you consider to be just like maybe upgrading?
So I would say for me, double dipping, I feel like you could kind of consider upgrading double dipping in a way because you generally wouldn't upgrade that movie unless you really did enjoy it the first time. Because if you didn't enjoy it, then you wouldn't be like, okay, let me go get a better transfer of the movie that I don't like. So in a way, to me, that's double dipping. But I feel like you truly get into double dipping when you start getting like collector's editions of DVDs. Like especially like I am an ET lover, and ET has been out for 50 years. So I mean, there's a 20th anniversary, there's a 40th anniversary. I have four different steel books. There's a 10th anniversary DVD thing that I have. So it's just like I feel like over the time there's a lot of collectors events, and I mean even like especially with DVD and Blu-ray, I feel like there's so many cool DVD collector sets that a lot of people don't see or don't look up because everyone's focused on Blu-ray. So when you do find a DVD set that's actually really cool, I think it's hard not to snag it if you truly do like genuinely love that movie.
Yeah, and there's been movies that I've carried from, DVD to Blu-ray to 4K
hmm
to
hmm
like I've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre on DVD and Blu-ray and 4K.
hmm
Um Although the Blu-ray I don't have like a specific version of it, like the Blu-ray that I have of it came with the um 4Ks that I have,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I've got like it's like the 10th anniversary or no, not 10th, it wouldn't be 10th. Maybe like the 20th anniversary or something of it on DVD, and
Mhm.
that carried me for a long time. And then when the 4Ks got announced from Dark Sky Films and from Second Sight, that's my biggest like double dip. I bought both of those.
Nice.
I got the Dark Sky Steelbook, and I got the big giant box set from Second Sight, and I still want to go back and get the Dark Sky slipcover version as well, just so I can have it
Oh,
because Texas Chainsaw is one of my favorite films, horror
mhm,
films. And then its sequel, Texas Chainsaw 2, I've got it on DVD, and then I've got it on Blu-ray through Arrow Video, which is a Region B Blu-ray. And Arrow Video also has a box set version of it on Blu-ray that I
okay.
would 100% buy in a heartbeat if I found it.
Mhm,
And then Scream Factory also releases it through Blu-ray, but it's out of print.
mhm.
And if I found that with the slipcover, I would 100% buy it as well. And then I've got the Vinegar Syndrome set for it on 4K.
Oh, nice, nice.
So
Yes, so I think that right there is I consider that double dipping 100% because and it's cool too because I really do like maybe not everyone feels like this, and especially if you have 4K, you might as well see it in the best possible version. But sometimes I think a good example of this for me is the Goonies. Sometimes I want to watch the Goonies on DVD. I want to see that grain. I want to feel the nostalgia of how it looked when I watched it for the first time. So it's like when you do watch Blu-ray and then you occasionally 4K, the transfer is just getting better and better. The quality's getting better and better, and obviously it looks really cool and it's way more like I don't know, just better in ways and like, especially with the lighting and stuff, but at the same time sometimes I just want to pop in that DVD and experience that like I did for the first time. So I think that's another fun part of collecting in so many different formats. When you go and rewatch it, you can choose which format you would like to watch it in.
so watching movies and like getting that nostalgia hit, I'm glad I'm not the only one who
Hmm.
does that, but I do that probably a little more to the extreme. So
Yeah.
my setup, I've got currently right above me, right above my computer desk, is a
Hmm.
mounted a 65-inch Sony X900H 4K TV, and
Right.
then beside of it, on top of my mini fridge, I've
Hmm.
got a little like this is probably 20 inches Magnavox bubble screen fat back uh,
Yeah, the fat
box
back.
4 by 3 aspect ratio square TV with and coming out from that I have a DVD player, like just a DVD player and a
Hmm.
VHS player, and
Nice.
I have a bunch of VHSs. I still love to watch VHS. The last time that I
Hmm.
watched Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, last time I watched Karate Kid, last
Hmm.
time I watched Dirty Dancing, all those were on VHS. Um,
Wow.
I love watching on tape. And my wife and I actually like to watch like because it's like that TV is like right in front of our bed. So
Hmm.
we like to like watch old like 90s sitcoms on it. It's kind of like
Oh, yeah.
kicking it in bed and like taking ourselves back to the 90s. We'll shut off all of our other technology and just kind of
Hmm.
like use it as a decompression. And like, so like sitting next to the DVD player, I've got the Shout Factory box set of The Nanny with Fran Drescher
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah.
we've been going through on the DVD player. And it's fantastic to sit there and go through uh old shows and stuff. We were talking about like building our television collection of sitcoms and stuff. And when we go through one, like when we get to the nanny, I think we're gonna get maybe like Grounded for Life
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
or something like that. So
Yeah.
like in the case of like that's a really interesting point to double dip, like that you say is that you sometimes you
Hmm.
want to see that grain and stuff. And in some aspects, I can see that on a modern TV, but at the same time, when you put a DVD in a 4K player, it
Right.
it still upreses it and makes it look
Hmm.
great. Like
Hmm.
I've only got Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original one. I've only got it on DVD. And we
Hmm.
watched it the other night. We watched it whenever they showed the new trailer for the new Wonka movie.
Okay.
And I put that shit in my PS5 and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this looks like a Blu-ray." Like
Yeah. What the fuck?
yeah, like the technological like up-resing that the 4K player
Hmm.
and the PS5 can do, and then in my TV, it literally looked like a Blu-ray. I mean, and I checked my TV settings, it was playing it in 1080p, not the 480 or 720 that a
Hmm.
DVD can do.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, so that right there even made me feel more confident that DVD is still viable. Like,
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, no one can hate on another person for collecting DVDs because even put it in a just a regular Blu-ray player, nevertheless a 4K player, I still think it heightens it up a little bit. So it's like DVD is definitely sometimes the best way to go in certain choices. I mean, I know my one of my disc replays. Sometimes they'll have buy 6 DVDs, get 6 free, and I just go in because I'm like, that's 6 free movies, and a lot of times like I'll get like my comedies on DVD because I'm like I don't really need to have those and like Blu-ray. And like you said, I have a 4K player, so you put that in the 4K and it brightens it up and makes it look even better than it's supposed to be. But But with you getting talking about that TV that you have, it kind of makes me want to. I have no room for it, so I'm gonna have to wait till we move. But I want to get something like this. Then it truly will take you all the way back to what it used to look like, and I think that's really cool. And I think that's really important to like keep around because I just think it's a really good way to see film, I guess, and see how far we've come when you compare it.
Yeah, it is. And there's something, especially with like VHS tapes and stuff, man.
Right.
There's something to be said if you're watching a VHS tape, and I'm not gonna try to sit here and tell you that it's even comparable to a Blu-ray or whatever. But like, if you're
Yeah.
watching a VHS tape on a decent enough television with a decent enough VHS player, and the tape is in good enough quality, it can look really nice. Like
Hmm.
it can still like look like comparable to like maybe DVD, but
Hmm.
even still, even if it doesn't, even if it's not quite DVD quality, because like I mean, like in reality, the jump between VHS and DVD wasn't that much. It
Yeah.
wasn't near as drastic as the jump between DVD and Blu-ray.
Hmm.
But the quality of a VHS tape to this day, I still think looks great, and I actually really want to get a fucking Laserdisc player. I've been looking and
Really?
looking for a decent price on a Laserdisc player for so long, dude. I want to get into Laserdisc collecting more than
I
anything.
I I never even knew about Laserdisc like at all until I started collecting DVDs and I started getting more involved and I saw I can't remember what his name was, but he was talking about Laserdisc and I was like, "What in the world?" And he was showing his setup and where everything went and stuff and it looks so cool, but oh my gosh. See, that's why I don't want to collect VHS either, because it's just such a rabbit hole, man. Because, like, I know my grandparents have their entire VHS collection still, and that's what I used to watch, like, growing up. I would be at their house every weekend, pretty much, and I watched Pete's Dragon all the time on VHS, man. I watched Fox and the Hound, all these amazing titles, and I just know somehow that's gonna be coming my way eventually, and I feel like I'm gonna be like, all right, well, it's time to start collecting VHS. So I'm gonna wait until that moment happens, and then I'll start diving into VHS.
I my Do you ever go thrifting?
Yeah, yeah, I go thrifting with my wife a decent amount. She loves to go thrifting.
If I were you, dude, I would go ahead and start now and just start in thrift stores. Like,
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me
just
that.
here's why I say that. It's because with thrifting or with VHS collecting, it's starting to become like vinyl now. And so unless it's like a
Sure.
majorly popular VHS that was like, that millions of them were produced,
Yeah,
they're getting more and more expensive to get. And even
that's
stuff like
crazy.
even thrift stores like Goodwill's, um
Yeah,
which 3 years ago couldn't unload a VHS on a customer. Now
yeah.
they're starting to slightly raise their prices on VHS tapes because
Wow.
they're noticing that the collector's market is coming in and wiping them out of them, and they're like, oh, we can make some money off of this.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Look at
So
that. Look at physical media slowly making a comeback. And I definitely can see it happening. And I there was a Christopher Nolan clip that he was just in an interview and he was talking about why you should buy physical media. And I hope that opens a lot of new eyes to physical media in general and just knowing that the streaming services they take away and so much where the control over the quality and the colors and even and it's buffering the whole time too. You got to think like you're not getting as much frames as you really think you are, like, so to have it on that Blu-ray or 4K or even DVD, it's just so much better, and it's at your fingertips. So I can't believe VHSs are really selling like that. So I don't know, maybe I will. I mean, I definitely need ET on VHS, so I'll keep an eye out for that for sure. We're gonna double dip some more.
the streaming argument is really interesting to me because I can see, I mean, streaming definitely has its place, and
For
there's
sure.
and I'm not going to sit here and try to say streaming's better than physical media, but at the same time, that I have seen movies on streaming that I don't think physical media there's ever been a physical media release of them that have been as good. Like,
Yeah.
do you have Disney Plus?
Yes.
Okay, so the Marvel movies on Disney Plus are all streaming in Dolby Vision IMAX enhanced.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
And that right there, if you have the internet to get the full capability of that, is better than a 4K disc, in my opinion. The Dolby Vision on it and then the IMAX enhancement looks
Mhm.
insanely good on those MCU flicks.
Yeah.
But that's probably about the only example that I can give of a time that streaming got one up on physical media.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, dude, the VHSs and stuff, like, they're getting more expensive. It's gonna be more money than you're gonna wanna pay for a copy of anything on VHS eventually.
Yeah.
And even these movies that are like, like, gosh, Saving Private Ryan, they probably like, I went to my thrift store a few months ago and they had like 4 copies of that laying on the freaking thing, and I'm like on the shelf, and I bought one of
Yep.
them, and it was like a
Nice.
dollar or 50 cents or some shit like that. And so, but I guarantee you, probably in 3 years, if this VHS collectors market, keeps up, that movie is going to be
Yeah,
like $3.
for sure.
So right now is definitely, I think, the time if you're going to get into it, and it's really interesting too because it's like with VHS collecting in particular, there's not even a it's there's not even like a technical reason to it because like I said, the quality isn't even usually comparable to DVD. I mean,
Mhm.
it could still be good, but it's not usually DVD quality. But like with vinyl and stuff, like it's very clear that analog sound from vinyl is way better than a digital pressed CD or
Yeah. Yeah.
digital bit rates of the music streaming. So vinyl is the best and clearest way to listen to music, and
Mhm.
that's why it has such a enthusiast market for collectors. Uh, with that, um, so a lot of people don't realize why VHS has that collector's market when it's not comparable to the current standard of physical media, and it's not better than it, it's not comparable to it. And to that I say it's all nostalgia. It's
Mhm.
100% nostalgia.
100%. I mean, that's why I would do it. I mean, that just I remember, dude, one of the worst feelings is putting in a movie and realizing that you didn't rewind it the last time you watched it, and then you're like, "Well, now I gotta wait for this thing to rewind before I can watch it." And I did it to myself. You can only blame yourself. That's the worst part.
I still have that issue where I still watch VHSs. So there's been a lot of times because like the TV that I have set up has only been set up for a couple months now, and I had all my VHS tapes packed up, and like 3/4 of them are still packed up. I only got out like one or two boxes and displayed, and
Mhm.
because I've got like a buttload of VHS tapes, but I would go to watch one, and I'm like, God damn it, I didn't rewind it.
Yeah, dude, it's the fucking worst. But that comes with the territory, and that's just even more nostalgia for you, you know?
My grandmother has one of those separate VHS rewinding machines, and
Oh,
and
okay.
and I asked her if I could have it, and she wouldn't give it to me because she still watches VHS tapes with like home videos and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
So because we have a bunch of like home videos, and so
Yeah.
um I made her put it in her will that I get it.
Hell yeah. You put that shit down, grandma.
Yeah, I'm like that will
That's
be
awesome,
mine.
man. Yeah. That's
She's
fucking awesome.
but yeah, so I mean, like, upgrading of course is one way to double dip and everything, and all that. What about, like, all right, so there's been a couple instances where I've actually got literally the same exact copy of a movie on my shelf, like not a different edition or anything like that. It's the same
What
one.
one?
So Down by Law on Criterion
Okay.
was one of the first Criterions that I bought myself, and I had it for a long time. And then a few years later, my stepmother, who knows that I love that movie, also bought it for me for
Ah,
for for like my birthday or Christmas or something.
okay.
And at the time, I didn't I didn't remember that I owned it already.
Yeah.
And so I had put it on the shelf, and here it has been like 2 years later, maybe 3 years later. And somebody in my TikTok comment section asked me, they saw it on my shelf. They asked me, "What's with two copies of Down by Law?" And I went and looked. And I was like,
Mm.
"Holy shit, I do!" So I just gave one of those away, um, to one of my TikTok viewers in a giveaway for my 1,000 followers. Which
Nice.
if you're not following us on TikTok, do that, y'all. Come on now.
Do it.
Um, and then I've got a copy of um Army of Darkness on the shelf, two of them that are the same
Okay.
copy because I won one of them in a giveaway from another film
Oh,
talker.
okay.
And that one that I won, I'm going to give away in another giveaway. Um,
Nice. Keep giving, baby. You love it.
yeah. So, and then I've also got, this is another interesting thing. So, like, uh, movie collection packs, like when you go and you get like a movie that's like in like, with four other movies,
Yeah.
So I've got Stephen King's The Shining, the Stanley Kubrick film.
Hmm.
Um, I've got it standalone, and then I was in my record store about a year ago, and I found um, this like great like 4 or 5 pack that came with The Shining, Salem's Lot, and I think Cat's Eye.
Okay.
And so I've got The Shining twice now, and it's the same disc. It's just a different, like it
Hmm.
doesn't have the same artwork or anything because it's in a 5 pack. Um,
Okay. Yeah. I think I have a couple of those. I have kind of the same situation that happened to you with one. Last year, Tar was my favorite film of the year, and I bought it immediately as soon as I could. And then the like next week, my two other friends that I got into, well, I got them more into starting to want to collect DVDs. They bought it for me because they knew how much I liked it, and so now I have two copies. So I was gonna originally give it away a while ago, but it got lost under a bunch of other random stuff, and I recently was cleaning and found it and totally forgot it existed. So might have to give that away here soon because Tar is awesome and it has the slipcover and it's a fire slipcover. And you know me, I'm not a huge slipcover guy, so and then I have the same situation you were talking about, but with Stanley Kubrick. I bought it's like a 6 or 7 pack Stanley Kubrick Ultimate Collector's Edition. Has like The Shining, Lolita, Barry Lyndon, just like all of his like major projects it has in there. Full Metal Jacket. So and then I have Full Metal Jacket on 4K, I believe. And then I have The Shining in Blu-ray already before that. I had it like on its own. And then I'm pretty sure I'm trying to get The Shining on 4K, honestly. But I'm trying to wait till it goes down in price maybe. And then there's some. Oh, I got a Harold and Kumar like 4 pack that had all four of them, but I already had the Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Or it's I think it's all three, and then the fourth movie is like Beer Fest or some shit. I don't know. But
I hate it
but
when they
yeah,
do that. I hate it when they do
yeah, I
that.
don't I just do the three Kumar movies. I don't
Right.
know. Because I said four, I was like, there's only three Kumar movies, right?
Yeah. I've got this 4 pack that has the three Lost Boys movies, and then they threw in Queen of the Damned because it was another vampire movie that Warner Brothers
just
owned.
Just keep it at the three Lost Boys movies. Why do
Right.
we? Which I actually got. I got that Lost Boys DVD pack for Christmas last year, and I've never seen the second or third one, and I know they are terrible. We
Awful.
should see. We should see if we can hop into Discord together or something and watch them together in October. We can talk about them.
Oh,
I
dude,
think that'd be fun.
I haven't got to talk to you about October yet, man. Me and Zed are planning like so for the months of October and December, Masters
Yeah.
is going to be lit, man.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Like
Hell yeah.
every episode for the months of October and December are going to be on Halloween and horror or Christmas movies in specific, like every
Hell
single
yeah.
episode. So,
I'm here for it. That's
like,
exciting. Hell yeah. Let's go.
but yeah, we will see if we can do a watch party thing. Maybe one of us can figure out how to hook a DVD player up to our computer and share our screen over
Yeah.
it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I could be able to. I have 2 monitors, so I think I could throw it up on one of my monitors and then just share my screen to the Discord. So I'll try to mess with it. I was gonna say the only other like way that I double dip is through steelbooks and I guess boutique labels.
Yeah,
Because I mean, especially where me and you are huge Big Lebowski fans, I can guarantee that you own the movie already, but I can guarantee we're both probably going to get the 25th anniversary 4K collector's edition probably
the
from
one
Groove, right?
I already got it pre-ordered, baby. I already got
Yeah,
it
see,
pre-ordered.
you already have it pre-ordered. So anything that happens with like boutique labels or collector's editions or 4K, but steelbooks, I feel like are my main source of double dipping. Like I have a couple Goonie steelbooks, I have the ET steelbooks, I have a couple Die Hard steelbooks and Shaun of the Dead. So it's like I feel like steelbooks is a really good way to double dip just because the art is different and that's why I like steelbooks so much is because the art on the front and the back and the inside it just adds a whole nother layer to the movie and to the whole another side of collecting. I think it's so funny. It's like a collection within collecting in DVDs. So yeah, I love the steelbooks and I love getting multiple versions of them and I love doing videos where I can go through them and just show how different they are. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, the only copy of Lebowski that I own is on Steelbook Blu-ray. I don't have the regular 4K or on DVD at all.
Okay.
I would love to get it on tape though. I want to get it on VHS
Yeah,
really bad.
dude. VHS, that would be sick.
Yeah. But like I have that like a few years ago Walmart did like these like steelbooks that are like comic book pages, and a lot of people in
Oh,
our
yeah.
community
Mhm.
hate on them so bad, but I really like them. And the Big Lebowski one is super sick. And
Yeah.
I've got that one. But I want I would 100% double dip Lebowski if I could find the bowling ball set. Have you seen that one?
The steel book, like, or like the is it like a whole set with bowling? What are you talking about?
The so it's got a copy of the Blu-ray, and then it's got an outer case that's literally a plastic bowling ball. It's
No.
the dude's bowling ball.
What?
Yeah.
That's sick. I haven't seen that. No, that's crazy. I would buy that in an instant.
Yeah, dude. My buddy Chris has it, like, cause he's a huge Big Lebowski fan. Uh, which if you guys don't know, Big Lebowski is literally one of my top 3 favorite movies. It's that high on the list for me. Um, but Chris is also like that, but Chris doesn't collect physical media, but Chris is also a professional bowler. In
Oh, okay.
he's like in PBA and shit. And
Okay.
so he some of his teammates got him that set because they all call him the dude because he is a stoner with long hair and a scraggly beard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
And he
um
bowls.
Andy Bowles, he rolls on Shabbos.
He rolls on Shabbos. Oh
But
my god.
yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that
dude, that sounds sick. Oh, the whole is it like an actual bowling ball size or is it like a miniature bowling ball size?
it's not as big as a bowling ball though,
Okay, okay.
but it's
I'd be like, that'd be real intense.
yeah, dude, imagine being able to actually use it as a bowling ball. That'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
but be able to bowl with it. And you could probably go duck pin bowling with it though.
Mhm.
Go to that miniature version.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, dude, like that set sick as shit. And I told him, I said, if you, because he knows that I'm a major physical media collector, I says, if you die before me, that's mine.
That yeah. Go ahead and make a will and let that be the only thing that you need to be taken care of so I can get that, please.
I'm the godfather to this man's children, but I was like, I'll take that over your kids.
Yeah. Forget the kids, man. Just give me the Big Lebowski bowling ball collector's edition, please. I just thought of this actually for double dipping. Um, I'm sure there's some movies that have different releases for different cuts of the movie. The movie that I'm staring at right now is Apocalypse Now. I have all three versions. I have the final cut, the director's cut, and the what's it called? The
Redo.
Yeah, yeah. I have that version as well in DVD. So that's another movie or instance where maybe double dipping is nice because you now have
Yeah.
all different cuts of the movie.
Mhm.
So and that is with Apocalypse Now, I think the extended cut has almost 30 more minutes of film. And then the director's cut, which is what Francis suggests people watch. He's like, that's what I had in mind. That's my masterpiece is the director's cut, the final cut. That's a little shorter than the extended version, but it's still longer than the theatrical version. So,
I
oh no,
have
that's really cool.
I have all three versions as well. They're in a
Nice.
box set from Lionsgate and they're all in 4K, and it's an
Okay, yeah.
amazing box set, dude.
hmm
Um,
I think I have that box set. Yeah, the 40th anniversary edition.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I have that. Yeah, I have that. I didn't understand that it had all three versions of it. I thought like two of them were bonus discs or something. I didn't really look at it that much.
nope, they're all three versions are in 4K, which is something that's so rare too. That
Yeah, that's
whenever
crazy.
like most of them will be like, okay, well, you can have theatrical in 4K, and then the other two in Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So it's crazy
That's yeah, that's usually how.
that they gave us all of them in 4K.
Yeah, because I have the you were talking about snapper cases the
Mhm.
last time I was with you. I have the Redux version in a snapper case. That's why I fucking snagged it.
Let me see this this version you got of Apocalypse Now. I'm gonna see if
Well,
it's
yeah, this is the one you were talking about.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that set.
yeah, dude, it's nice. The colors are really cool. The artwork is hella cool. But yeah, we got the final cut. Yeah, Redux, both 4K and Blu-ray. Jeez. And then the fucking special features. Yeah, I need to get on. Oh, you know what I need to watch in this box set, man? Is the documentary Hearts of Darkness
Yeah.
that goes that I need to watch that, man. I've heard great things about that. And I really, really like Apocalypse Now. I watched this a couple times, but last New Year's my wife was working all night because she works at a bar and I didn't really want to do anything. So my fried ass watches I watch Apocalypse Now, and by the time that the it turned to like the next day was when Marlon Brando was fucking going like this down his bald head, and it's like the second like the last part starts, and I was like a little nerd. I was like, hell yeah, I got like an hour left. I was already watching it for like 2 hours. It's like it's just getting good. Let's go.
That movie, Apocalypse Now, for as long as it is one of those movies that I'm like, from start to beginning, it never really slows down.
Oh no, it is so good. It just gets better and better as they get deeper and deeper into that river and jungle, and it's just more chaos and more chaos. When they get to that part where they try to get more supplies and it's like the last like outpost that the Americans have before it goes too far, and like there's no captain, and like all these soldiers are just like going crazy and just shooting, and no one knows who's in charge, and no one knows if they're leaving, no one's coming to pick them up, they're just like literally in limbo. Like that scene honestly fucking terrifies me. Like that's how that war was. It was so all over the place, and there's no organization, and these young men were just left out there, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy, man. That last little part's like a horror movie almost, because it's just crazy.
Yeah, you're talking about the part where they're like they're trying to guard that bridge. Like
Yes.
they keep blowing up the bridge, and then
Mm-hmm.
the Viet Cong keep rebuilding it, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
a game to them. Like they're trying to they have to keep blowing this bridge up, and then every single time they blow it up, they just rebuild it, and it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's like madness right there. It's
It
maddening.
Yeah, it truly is. But so
I'm
yeah, I
gonna
don't know if there's any other movies that are like that to where they have those different cuts that are released separately like that, and then eventually all in one thing. But
well, I know
um,
one that you love, but before I say
Blade
that,
Runner.
yeah, Blade Runner. Blade Runner, but before we get into Blade Runner, I wanna say something very controversial.
Okay, here we go.
I think that Apocalypse Now is Francis Ford Coppola's best film. I think it is leagues better than Godfather could ever hope to be. I even think that Outsiders is better than Godfather.
Oh, oh, damn, bro. I was with you on Apocalypse Now because I personally fucking think that movie is like a masterpiece in my eyes. But The Outsiders, you're going with The Outsiders over The Godfather?
Yes, I am.
I mean, The
Because
Outsiders is very good, but
here's my reasoning. Apocalypse Now, masterpiece. Um, Outsiders, also masterpiece. Godfather, fantastic film, but not a masterpiece, in my opinion. Now, Godfather
yeah.
2, masterpiece.
Oh,
Godfather
okay.
Godfather 1, great film, wonderful film, love it. Marlon Brando as Don Corleone is legendary, but it wasn't a masterpiece. And and
Okay.
and Brando's performance in Godfather was better than his performance in Apocalypse Now. But everything else about Apocalypse Now, it makes that like okay, if Godfather is S tier, Apocalypse Now is God tier.
Okay.
Um, Outsiders is also S tier though. I like that's why I put Apocalypse Now over it because I love Outsiders, um, and it's just so good. And then I also have you ever seen his first film Dementia 13? It's a horror film.
No, I haven't.
Vestron Video puts that out. Lionsgate, Vestron, it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
That it's really good. It's like a murder mystery horror film.
Ooh,
And I think it's Coppola's first feature length movie.
I'll have to check
Um,
that out.
and it's very good. I actually, like logically or analytically thinking of it, it's not like on the level of these others that we're talking about, but it
Yeah.
is in my eyes. My enjoyment that I got out of it was very similar. So I would say that that's like my fourth behind Godfather for Coppola's films.
Yeah, I need to go a little deeper into Coppola's discography because I've only seen like the main ones, but I need to rewatch The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2 because it has been a long time since I've seen both those. So
I
are you rocking are you going Scarface over The Godfather or are you still is the yeah?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But to me they're different. Like
they
so
are different. Yeah.
so we actually had this discussion on a live like a week ago, which if you guys aren't turning into our TikTok lives, Drew doesn't really do them, but like I get on with like Nerdy
Not
Dustin
yet.
and OTS movies and Leo Zavala and stuff. Um we had this discussion where we were talking about the best like mafia movie, and so many people were saying Scarface. And I'm like, Scarface is amazing. Scarface is in my top three. So my top three favorite movies are The Big Lebowski, Scarface, and The Blues Brothers. And
Okay.
so, but the thing is, Scarface is not the same genre. It's not. You cannot put Scarface with The Godfather. It doesn't belong. It's not a mafia movie. It's not a mob movie. It's not a wise guys movie. It's a gangster flick, yes, but
Yeah.
it's not the same. It's not
Different type of gangster.
yeah, it's not your 1940s or 50s, forget about it and sleep with the
Yeah.
fishes type gangster,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So Godfather, if we're going to compare gangster flicks, you're going to compare Godfather with like Goodfellas,
Goodfellas.
the
Yeah.
the Untouchables,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So I think Godfather is probably if we're talking about just like the film itself, like the like analytically analyzing and deconstructing the film, Godfather is obviously one of the best films ever made.
Yeah.
The writing in it, the direction, the cinematography, the acting is all incredible, and it all works together. But there is some serious downsides to it. It has a hard time keeping people's attention.
Yeah.
That's a very common problem.
Yeah.
Um, it, Godfather is kind of like watching a stage play in a way.
Mhm.
Um, Scarface has got a lot more action in it, and it's got a lot more relatability. There's a lot more. Uh, it's not trying to focus on such a wide thing because The Godfather, yes, it is about Don Corleone. It's also about the Corleone family. So
Yeah.
it's trying to
Mhm.
character build a lot of people, and it does
Mhm.
this whole thing over the course of 3 films. Scarface is able to speed that process up and character build Tony and Manny and Gina and God Michelle Pfeiffer's character, her name, whatever her name was. It's building these characters a lot quicker,
Yeah.
and it, it as a whole, I think that while it might not be a better story overall, it's a better film to watch. Like if I'm gonna sit down and just want to watch a movie, I'm gonna watch Scarface. If I want to sit down
Yeah.
and have like a full plate of a day of film and cinema, I'm gonna sit down and watch The Godfather.
Yeah. I
And
get what you're saying.
if I'm gonna watch The Godfather, I'm gonna watch the whole trilogy.
Yeah, that too. It's like a dedication. You just don't watch The Godfather and call it quits.
Right.
You gotta watch the other two. You gotta watch the whole story play out because you're right. They're trying to depict like basically like the rise and fall of that whole family, not just one person. Whereas Scarface is, yeah, it's just that one person that we're watching the rise and fall of. And yeah, and I think De Palma is such a good director for a story like that because he just loves to go for it, man. It reminds me almost of Blowout, that epic ending of Blowout. I mean, he just knows how to build a story in that short amount of time. So
Yeah, I can't say definitively that I'm a big fan of De Palma himself. I don't know. I've never seen Blowout. I don't know if I've ever even seen another De Palma film other than Scarface. I should.
really,
I
yeah,
should because Scarface is, like I said, it's in my top three. But when I said my top three earlier, I just want to make it clear those are interchangeable. Like I don't have a top one.
hmm,
I can't distinguish those out of the top three. I don't hold any of those in a higher regard than the other. But I think that with De Palma, I don't think I've ever really watched another or really sat down and watched another De Palma film. I couldn't name you another De Palma
you
film.
never seen Carrie, the original Carrie?
Okay, I have seen Carrie.
There you go. That's De Palma.
Not a huge fan. It's fine. Like it's they're fine. It and the
Yeah.
remake were both okay movies. I would put them on my shelf. Let me put it that way. I curate my shelf pretty strictly. So I would put Carrie on my shelf. But I don't currently have it on my shelf.
Another good De Palma movie is Carlito's Way. That's really, really, really good. That's Al Pacino. Al Pacino.
I have seen that one, but it's been a very long time.
Yeah, no, the Carlito's Way is fucking awesome. So is Blowout. And then he has another one, Dressed to Kill, and that's on Criterion. I have that one, and that one was pretty fucking good too. And then the Untouchables, you mentioned that. That's De Palma too.
Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've seen Untouchables as well.
I haven't seen Untouchables yet. I've only saw Dress to Kill, Carrie, Scarface, Blowout, Carlitos Way, and Mission Impossible. He did the first Mission Impossible.
I'm not a Mission Impossible fan. I
Yeah,
know
I mean
that's
there's seven
sacrilegious
of
to
them,
say.
so I don't blame you. But I think they're a lot of fun. I like them, but I mean I just hopped on the train. I've only seen one, and then the other month I watched all six of them, so I could go watch the seventh one in theater. And it was a fun journey. I enjoyed it. Really good action. I think Fallout's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I've seen the first. I think I own the first three on DVD. but I think I've only ever seen the very first one. That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's De Palma right there. Well, you've seen a couple of his movies, but just not for a very long time, it sounds like.
I also didn't realize that they were his movies either. So,
Just the first one, just the first Mission Impossible.
mm.
They're
Well,
all directed by different people except the last like couple have been directed by McQueen.
I didn't realize that Carrie or the Untouchables or Carlito's Way were De Palma either.
Yeah, he has a lot of sleepers. Yeah, he's been around. Um, but yeah, dude, you were mentioning Blade Runner though has a couple of those versions, and I think I only have two. I think I have the 4K cut of it, the vinyl cut, and then I have the DVD version of the uh it's not the theatrical release. What's the other one that they did?
The director's cut.
Maybe it was just a director's cut, but it's a snapper case too, and it has the like white pony on it. It's pretty cool. The
So
artwork.
I had to look it up. I think there's four versions. Let me go to the wiki here. All right, so oh my god, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 versions of Blade Runner.
Damn.
So in 1982, there was the work print prototype, which there is a DVD set that has that on it, and I really want to get it. In 1982, there was also the San Diego sneak preview, which I don't think has even been released on physical media. Then there's the US theatrical cut in 1982, and then also in 1982, the international theatrical release, which are different. The international cuts out. It's one of them. Either the US or the international cuts out like a lot of the blood and stuff.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
86, the movie went to broadcast. So there's the broadcast TV cut, which I wouldn't put that in the same category. I mean, every movie eventually usually gets a broadcast cut.
Yeah.
Um, and then 92, the director's cut. In 2007, Ridley Scott went back and remastered it and changed the coloration of it, everything, and made the final cut. Um, I There is not a box set out there that collects all of them on 4K or even Blu-ray. I think the only box set that collects them is on DVD, and it collects the final cut, director's cut, US and international cuts, and the work print cut.
Damn. That's crazy. I did not realize that there were that many cuts. I thought there was like 3, not 6.
7 if you
That's
include
crazy.
the broadcast TV cut.
That's fucking wild. Good for them. Ridley Scott doing it up.
Yes, sir. I've only ever seen the director's cut and the final cut. The first time I ever saw it, I saw it on DVD. My dad owns the director's cut, and I don't remember it. I remember that it was a lot more blue,
Yeah.
like the coloration. And when I saw the final cut in 4K, uh, they went with a lot more like orange and red,
Yep. Mhm.
um, which to his credit, it does look a lot better, in my opinion. I know
Mhm.
some people are fidgety on that. But it's I don't know, man. I enjoyed both cuts, but I think that the final cut is the definitive Blade Runner cut. It is the one that, because like you got to think, man, when in the 1980s, the early 1980s, when Scott cut this movie and made this movie, he probably had a bigger vision than the technology allowed him to show.
Mhm. Yeah.
So by 2007, there was more CG technology and everything, that allowed him to make the movie better. And I think there's an argument there that you can make a movie better if the director goes back and fixes it. But then on the other end, you look at like George Lucas going back and
Mm.
fucking with Star Wars like that.
Mhm.
And it's like
Yeah.
Star Wars fans fucking hate it.
Mhm.
But really, Ridley Scott did the same thing. I mean,
Yeah. It happens. I feel like it happens more times than people do realize. And I think as long as it's the director that's going back and fixing it for himself, then obviously it was on purpose. And I feel like, especially if there's like still ways out there to watch the other cuts, then it shouldn't really matter because you can always watch those. And I know like people that have like, there's people out there that have like the original VHS like copy of the Star Wars, which isn't even in the same cut as the theatrical one. So it's like, I don't know. It's so whitewash or like so like wishy-washy and like I just think as long as the director is the one doing it and it's not like the studio or anything like that, I feel like then that's okay. Especially like Ridley Scott. I mean, I'm sure it's crazy like Alien was made before Blade Runner and Alien looks phenomenal. He went back and did amazing work to that movie to bring out all those colors and all those technology gadgets he had. And I don't know, that movie on 4K is just amazing. I love the way it looks. I think he did a good job with that too.
Still need to get Alien on 4K, but like that's the difference though, isn't it? Like you can still buy a theatrical version of Blade Runner on DVD. Like you can find it
Mm-hmm.
on eBay. It's still out there. Like
Mm-hmm.
but the theatrical cut of Star Wars was never released on home media.
Never released. No, it's
The
wild.
the like even like it's so crazy to think that with Star Wars after the theatrical cut, their first home media release on VHS was edited from the theatrical cut.
Yeah,
That's
right away.
insane. That's insane.
I mean, yeah, I now it's like everyone that saw in theaters, man, they seen something different. It's like I want to know what it was. I want to be there, experience that. I feel like that question gets asked kind of. It's like, what movie would you go and experience like opening night if you could? And I feel like I would sit down and think about it more, but Star Wars, the original Star Wars opening night, that'd probably be up there for me because that was probably fucking amazing. The energy, everyone losing their minds, seeing that kind of space for the first time and how good it looked for the time. And I think it was just leagues ahead of where they were during that time period. And I would have been loved to have been a part of that and to feel that for the first time.
I think if I was ever the CEO of Disney, my first like executive order with my
Yeah.
$300 million salary would be to release the theatrical cut of Star Wars on 4K.
he said he said do it.
Do it.
Yes, exactly.
Execute Order
Yeah,
66.
yeah, give me the theatrical release, please. You got
Yes.
my vote.
I got the job. I'm the man for the
Yeah.
job.
Yep.
I would take the two $300 million a year, work there for 5 minutes, make that order, and to be like, all right, I'm out.
I'm
Peace.
out. Yeah.
I'm done. I
I
got
did
my
what I
bag.
needed to do.
I got my bag. I got. Oh no, I'd probably also like sell the physical media rights to all the 20th Century Fox library to like various boutique labels as well.
Yeah.
Like I'd
That'd be
probably
nice.
probably distribute it like amongst like Criterion and Kino Lorber and shit like that.
Yeah.
And but
Spread the wealth.
yeah, just try to get some of these titles out of here because like a lot of these titles, think about it, man, we'll probably never fucking see again because Disney's probably gonna
Yeah.
vault them. It's like
Yeah, I
it's
mean, fuck,
ridiculous.
dude. I thought there was supposed to be like a little like exciting news about Dogma, and I haven't heard anything recently. So I know that's like under wraps right now because Monsieur Weinstein,
So
fucking loser.
as far as Dogma goes, and I'll briefly cover this, I got a little more information on that. Um, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
So I have a friend, and he's actually should be coming on the podcast soon. His name's Eric. You can follow him on TikTok at indie producer at INDEE producer, I believe. Uh,
yeah,
Eric works for MVD, and he is the curator for the MVD Rewind collection. And so he is very tuned into the industry. So apparently, like 2 years ago, MVD was in negotiations to get the rights for Dogma, and at the time, uh, Bob Weinstein was the one who was negotiating for it.
Mm.
And they were about to get it, and then the Weinsteins pulled out at the last minute because something fell through. I didn't really understand what he was talking about when it fell through because it was a bunch of business jargon. But the he when I so my first ever viral video that I put on TikTok was when somebody in a Facebook group that I'm in for Kevin Smith, the world of Kevin Smith, they went to a
Mhm.
Q&A and somebody had asked him about a sequel to Dogma, and he had said, and this is a couple months ago, and
Mhm.
somebody asked him about that, and he said that somebody has made an offer to Harvey Weinstein and Bob Weinstein that it looks like they're going to accept, and that's all we heard about it.
Mm.
And he also he Kevin himself and a bunch of his friends also like offered them like $1 million for the movie, and they denied it. But um
Wow.
in that video I speculated, I said, now it could be Arrow Video because Arrow releases Mallrats, but I
Mm.
really think my gut says Lionsgate.
Mhm.
So about 2 months ago, maybe a story came out that Lionsgate, I think it was in USA Today, Lionsgate purchased a bunch of films from the Weinsteins, including a bunch of the Tarantino films. They purchased Kill Bill 1 and 2, Django Unchained, Jackie Brown, stuff like that.
Wow. Wow.
I had an even stronger inkling that they had also purchased Dogma with that purchase. And then I asked Eric if he had heard anything about it, and he said he hasn't. So do not quote him on this, people. Come on now.
Yeah.
But he did concur with my gut feeling that he thinks it's probably Lionsgate as well.
Damn.
So I have a really good feeling that it's Lionsgate. When did Dogma release? What year? 99?
Your guess is as good as
Let
mine.
me see.
That sounds right though.
Dogma. Yeah, 99. November
99, yeah.
November 12th, 1999. So, I mean, we're coming up on the 25th anniversary, right? Soon.
Mhm.
I have a feeling that that's probably what Lionsgate's waiting for, and they'll probably do their nice 4K steelbook, Best Buy exclusive, whatever they're going to do for the 25th anniversary in 2024.
Or right? Yeah.
So,
It's next year.
yep, that's
That would be
that's
that would be hype.
that is what I believe will happen with Dogma.
You think Lionsgate is gonna be doing a bunch of like 4K and steelbook releases with those Tarantino films they bought and shit? Or
100%.
you yeah, because Lionsgate's been killing it with the steelbooks recently, and they're not that expensive when th're released through Lionsgate, like, usually, like, 20-22 bucks.
They already owned Reservoir Dogs.
Mhm.
They do not own Pulp Fiction. I think that's Universal. No, it's is it Warner Brothers? Let's see. Oh, it's Miramax, but whoever Miramax is distributing it through, I don't know. I know they don't own Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
I really think that Pulp Fiction might be Universal, but or distributed through Universal right now. Though I could probably go and look on my shelf. I have the 4K steelbook, but that's already got a 4K steelbook that's not through Lionsgate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they did do Lionsgate did do the Reservoir Dogs. There was also a 4K Best Buy steelbook for Inglorious
Inglourious
Bastards.
Basterds? Yeah.
I have that as well, but I don't know if Lionsgate did that or not. I don't know who owns. No, I'm pretty sure Universal does own Inglorious Bastards. Um, but yeah, I'm 100% sure within the next like 2 years, we're probably gonna see both Kill Bills, Django, and Jackie Brown on 4K, all with those exclusive steelbooks. And I can't wait for them because
Yeah.
um, I have the Inglorious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, and the Reservoir Dogs steals
Mhm.
all in 4K. So I'm trying to slowly while wait for all the Tarantino films to release in 4K on the steelbooks. The only one I'm missing so far that's been released is the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood one. um, which I already have it on 4K. I have the slipcover version.
Okay.
Um, but that's another. I would double dip if I found the 4K steelbook of
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I would double dip on
Yeah.
that.
For sure, and that would be the same disc too, because they're both 4Ks. Because sometimes with my double dipping steelbooks, it'll be like an upgrade from Blu-ray to 4K, you know?
Right.
So, but I think I have the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood steelbook, and it's all right. I mean, I thought they could have done a little more with it, but I think the Reservoir Dogs one is probably my favorite. The Pulp is really good too, though.
You
I
wanna?
just love this. I love the slip cover, the ear thing with the
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs. That's like the coolest thing in the fucking world. It's so creative.
You want to trade a standard copy of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on 4K for the steelbook?
Oh, we'll see. And I have almost all his movies in Steelbook now.
Yeah.
I only need Django Unchained and Jackie Brown.
Check your
Like
Walmart bin. Check your Walmart bin.
for which one? Django?
Django. It's been the steelbook has been showing up in Walmart bins.
What? Okay, well, I know what I'm doing after this podcast ends. I'm
it's
going right to Walmart.
it's only Blu-ray, but yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
I haven't seen it in mine, but it has been showing up, so keep that in mind.
Because I ventured out to eBay to get the Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2 on Steelbook, and I got them for a decent price. I didn't do anything crazy, so I needed that, and then I found the DVD version of the Death Proof Steelbook, not Death, no, yeah, yeah, Death Proof, Steelbook, and it's pretty sick, and I honestly low key like me some old DVD Steelbooks. I think they're really fun and cool and different, and I don't know, I kind of like them. Some people don't fuck with them because they're obviously bigger, so they don't really go with all the other ones. But I think that's kind of retro in a way. They might be rare one day. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't have any DVD steelbooks at all.
I got Hitchcock. I got I Am Legend. I got Dune, and and then the Death Proof one. I think those are the only ones I have. I don't have a lot, but usually if I spot them and like at the exchange or something, they're usually only like $3 or $5 too. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it.
Nice. But yeah, I would 100% if I could find the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood steelbook 4K. It'd have to be the 4K, not the Blu-ray. But
Yeah,
I would 100% double dip that shit because it's my goal to get all of the Tarantino 4K
4Ks.
steelbooks.
Okay, okay. See, I don't. Maybe mine's not the 4K version. I'd have to look. It might be the Blu-ray version because
If
I
you
don't think it was that expensive.
I think we're gonna end it here, folks. We're a little bit over an hour, which is our goal. Um,
Yes.
this has been an awesome conversation. We went a little off track. We sat down with the intent to talk about double dipping, which we got some good double dip conversation in. But I mean,
Oh, we did. We did.
that's what happens with the Masters. We it's more of a genuine conversation rather than a structured episode, which is what I appreciate.
Yes.
So, all right, thanks everybody for watching. Have a great week.
Bye bye.
And there's another episode of Masters of Matinee down. We hope that you now have a better grasp on why collectors double dip on releases, and make sure to let us know what kind of releases you've double dipped on down in the comments. We'd like to thank everyone who's been listening along. We'd like to remind you to go ahead and follow Masters of Matinee on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Special thanks to this week's co-host Drew, who can be found on TikTok at DrewbieDoobieMovie. Don't forget that all Masters are now on Letterboxd. Come see what kind of movies we've been watching, and be sure to leave a comment letting us know that you listen to the show. Their links can be found in the description. Remember to also follow me on TikTok and YouTube at JT the Talking Head. Thank you all so very much for listening to this awesome collaborative effort between four guys who just want to talk about the things they love, movies, and physical media. Be sure to join us next week and every single week on Blues Day Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you later.